let's get into a little background about the a marketplace and why a product like ours exists today and the problem we're trying to solve. So you can pick up the news any day and learn about some kind of breach that has just occurred. In fact, just yesterday or the day before, Uber, popular ride-sharing company based in the U.S., was hacked. So, we're reading yet another story of hackers who've infiltrated the networks, who have received money from Uber to either keep it quiet or to release them from their ransom or whatever the issue may be. It's in the news every day. So this is not something new, I'm telling you. But in Europe in particular, so in Avira's backyard, just a few months ago, Maersk, the large shipping company based up in Denmark, I believe, was hacked. TNT, a large division of Federal Express, shipping company, they were hacked within the last 5 or 6 months. And 42,000 TNT computers were taken offline and destroyed. It cost FedEx millions of dollars. Kaspersky was hacked. Kaspersky's brand is in jeopardy right now, and that actually kind of interesting in relation to this context, because an opportunity perhaps for us as partners with Avira to capture some of that market as Kaspersky deals with their issues. In France, a TV station, TV5 Monde, they were recently hacked. Their entire TV station was taken offline. In the US, there are lots of examples of large companies being hacked. National Security Agency, probably the most premier cyber capable organization in the world, was hacked. So nobody is immune. What's interesting about all of these hacks, and these are just the high profile ones. I mean, there are thousands going on every day in small to medium sized businesses. But what's different about all of these is the malware. And in some cases, the malware, there is no malware. So in the case of NSA, Edward Snowden, an insider threat, wasn't using malware, but he was spreading throughout the networks and stealing nation secrets. So what's different is the malware. What's the same is lateral spread. And what we mean by lateral spread techniques are the clever system admin methods that hackers use to land in a network and to spread in a network and to elevate their credentials and privileges so that they can lay their malware down and ultimately, identify the targets and steal what it is they have come to steal, or destroy what it is they've come to destroy. So this is where most companies today miss in protecting their networks. Most companies deploy antivirus. It's a critical technology. Most companies miss detecting lateral spread, or when they do detect it, there are large companies with resources that can detect it, but they often detect it too late. That's the problem that we primarily at Blackpoint and our product Snap solve. So you take that problem and you look at a larger problem, which is the security marketplace today consists of a very complex and expensive mix of products, and it's confusing to customers. Customers have lots of choices of products to deploy. And each of these products provides a particular security function. But what they don't do is they don't work very well together. They create a complex sort of deployment model, and they require resources, people, experts often, to manage them. They're not good at detecting lateral spread, and they're not good at doing it in real time. Some products that you may see on the market, like endpoint detection and response, they're good at analyzing an endpoint and looking for clues. But what they need is an analyst, and often they sell a service along with the product that is going to look at these clues, because it's complicated work, and to identify the possibility that there might be lateral spread. So that's the problem most companies face. And when you think about small to medium-sized businesses, the notion of deploying expensive products like this is impossible. They don't have the resources to do it. So this is a problem facing big companies and small companies today. So let's talk about the solution. Well, part one of the solution is you need antivirus. It's really important. It's fundamental protection. It's really good at detecting known signatures in real time and stopping them. And that's really important. So, we are a big proponent of antivirus, and we believe that our combination with Avira represents a very effective level of capability. Avira antivirus is very useful as feeder to other security tools. So we're an example of that, and you'll see that as we go through the presentation and demo. We use the data that the antivirus engine collects and the alerts that it records, and the tips that we get when a virus is captured, to help us identify other areas of concern or breach. Finally, it's required for compliance. So compliance is a huge driver in the security business. It's why a lot of companies buy our products. So antivirus is very important for compliance. So the other part of the solution, and what we believe represents sort of the two punch that can address quite a bit of the requirements for security today, is alerting and responding to hacker tradecraft. The clever sysadmin techniques, the network spread, we believe if you've got that covered and you've got antivirus, you've got a pretty effective solution for protecting your network. You've elevated your protection much higher than the average network. So that's half the battle. So this is where our product comes in. Let me move on to what our product's all about. So Snap has a unique ability to provide a real-time alert when we detect hacker tradecraft. We have alerts that fire immediately when we detect lateral spread. So that's really important, because most products that talk about lateral spread, they do it after the spread has begun. And when you think about the statistics for how long hackers live in networks, I think the average is somewhere between 100 and 200 days that a hacker will actually infiltrate and move throughout a network before they actually apply their malware. So that's a huge opportunity missed by most companies. It's catching, if you can catch the early stages of a spread, maybe within the first few days that a hacker infiltrates a network, when they've begun sort of their discovery, where am I, where do I want to go, you have stopped that potential breach, at a very early stage, and probably protected your networks effectively in that way. The other thing we do that's quite unique is we present a live network map of your assets. So when hackers land in your network, the first thing they want to do is discover where they are. Who am I connected to? What users, what privileged users in particular, are on the network? How can I steal those credentials? So there's a process of land and expand, or discovery, that a hacker goes through to build a map of your network. So they want to see where in that network do I want to go and lay down my malware? Where are the most valuable assets in your network? We think that to adequately defend against a hacker, you need to have a map of your network. And what we do is we present these alerts that fire, both Avira alerts and Blackpoint alerts. We bring those into the network map. That's our user interface. And that user interface provides a lot of rich context about what's going on the endpoints in question. So your system admin or network engineers, you don't need security analysts. You can utilize the resources you have to very quickly determine what the threat is, or whether it's a threat at all. It may just be sloppy system behavior, or it may be an individual that doesn't realize that they're proliferating malware. So these are kind of the two critical elements that differentiate us from the rest of the solutions out there. So just to expand a little bit on what we provide with Snap, we provide the live asset visibility, the live network map. It's a rolling 36-hour update of your network, and this is the user interface that we bring to the table. We think it will be quite impressive for Avira customers who look at this as a potential management platform for not only Avira alerts and Avira configuration management, but also using Blackpoint functionality as well. We provide a multi-point threat detection capability, and this is where Avira connects in as well. So we use Avira alerts to tip our system to look for particular kinds of activity. So we use Avira as a tipper. We use the network as a sensor. So we'll put rules out on the network looking for certain kinds of activities. And then we have an endpoint agent, a very lightweight, in-memory only endpoint agent that we deploy. And we orchestrate all of this through Windows networking infrastructure. So we leverage Windows domain to manage and orchestrate the deployment of our agents and Avira agents, and monitoring all of this activity and feeding all of this activity into the live network map. When an alert fires, whether it be an Avira alert or a Blackpoint alert, we go into automated hunt. So we grab all of the data in real time for the endpoints in question, and we bring it to the user so that they can quickly determine what's going on. They can look at process data, who am I connected to, lots of other endpoint data, alert, antivirus alert data, to quickly determine what's going on. We track privileged insider threat, and we provide visibility, and this is really critical for a number of reasons. Hackers want to elevate their credentials. They want to become privileged inside users. So by tracking this, we are very closely watching the most vulnerable aspect of a network, and that's privileged user. We also feed that data into risk and compliance reporting. So we provide a reporting engine for this data. Couple that with antivirus data, and you're addressing quite a large requirement for certain compliance policies. So we address that.